Okay, we're going to look here at fitting this standard clock mechanism into a completed basic clock. So we've got a pretty much basic clock here with just a laminated image. It's about 5mm thick MDF. What we have added here is a spacer block to ensure that when the clock projects through here that it doesn't stick too far through. So we've just added this additional, so we've got a total thickness of about 10mm. That's how, what the clock mechanism recommends. So we've just added that. So on thinner material you may need to add a spacer block like that, or a spacer plate. Then we take our clock mechanism. We've got a small rubber washer here which just stops the clock mechanism spinning. We fit that on the back. Obviously we want to, if we've got a top for our clock, we put it up there's a hook on the back here, so we can use a hook. We then take the washer and a small flat nut which we can tighten up. Once we start that off and tighten up by hand, then making sure that we've got it in the correct position, we're going to use some long nose pliers. You could use an adjustable spanner, but I'm going to use some long nose pliers here just to tighten this up. We don't want it over tighten it, but obviously with the rubber washer we can see that now doesn't move. So we've got that here. So we've got the clock mechanism, the flat washer, the small thin nut, then we've got the three hands for the clock. So obviously the hand we put on first is there. These hands can fit on two ways with a spacing. Obviously if you've got any raised components on your clock, you need to make sure that they are in the correct place also. We fit the hands onto our clock like that, and then we ensure there as well we've got a spacing to move on. Then the last thing is the second hand. The time is set by just moving them to the correct position, so we've got that. And then last of all, at the back here, we can actually set the time using this wheel as well. There, I don't know if that shows up, but the battery position, and once we put the AA battery in, and we can check, and there's our clock working. So that's assembling the mechanism and the hands onto our clock.